Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Episode number 442, Drink Until You Podcast, the only podcast that lasts until the last drop. How the hell is your Sunday going? How the hell was your week? Hope everybody's okay. Hope you're safe out there. I'm drinking a little bit of spiked coffee here early on in the day. It's just coffee with vodka in it, nothing special. So that's what I'm having for the episode. If you got them, drink them. Bottoms up. Cheers, everybody. I spiked that one pretty good. So how about that fight last night, everybody? How about that UFC main event? That was one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen in my life. That was actually, I don't think Conor McGregor is going to come back after that. You know what I mean? And, yeah, everything about it was weird. The fight before it was great. We'll get into some fights that happened before that main event, but that was one of the most, I guess, bizarre main events I've ever seen. I guess McGregor blew out his knee. I mean, like, not even 10 seconds into the fight, Holloway's just kind of on top of him, hitting him, like looking at the ref like, hey, he's hurt. Like, we're done. And the ref's like, no, keep fighting. So Holloway gets some shots in on him, and it eventually just ended. And it was just weird all around, man. It was the walkout. Holloway's walkout was fine, of course. But McGregor's walkout was like, I don't know. Obviously not the same when he used to be active in the UFC. It seems like he, lost some showmanship there, but something was wrong. I could tell, man. I was like, that doesn't look like him. Like, normally what I was expecting was us to see him walking out and him to, be shadow boxing all the way down, pumping up the crowd. It was just like almost like head down, 1 foot in front of the other, walk down to the octagon. It was very strange. And, then he took his shirt off and he's like getting into the octagon. I was like, man, he looks, I know we all get older. We all lose muscle mass, but he just looked comparatively, he looked frail, and I was like, this is weird as hell. Like, I don't know. So he gets in there, fight starts after Bruce Buffer yells into a microphone for, 5 minutes. See, I'm muted every time. I can't do it anymore. I know Bruce has been doing it for a long time, but I just can't do all the hollering. It's something about the ring announcers that really kind of irks me, because I was watching BKFC, oddly enough, Conor McGregor's little fighting championship thing, and or at least he's a partner in it. And that ring announcer guy just cracks me up, dude. I don't know what it is about his voice. It's just funny. Sounds like a foghorn. I don't know. But anyways, so McGregor gets in there and throws like a flying kick to open the thing up. And, he immediately like falls down. And Max kind of jumps on top of him, hits him a couple times. That's when Max is like, hey, this is over. He's already hurt. He's telling me. I guess he's telling him he was hurt. And ref is like, no, like, kick his ass, bro. Like, that's what we're here for. It's okay. And so McGregor gets up, does another kick, falls down again. You could see the pain the second time. And that was pretty much it. That's pretty much when they called the fight. Holloway runs away like, yeah, I won, and it was just weird, man. Like, when they went to collect their money for all the bets they placed this morning, they were like, all right, who placed the bet for McGregor blowing out his ACL and his MCL in the first round in the first 10 seconds? Oh, that was me. I'll take my money. I'll take my payout. And that's also, ironically enough, a live look at what it would look like if I got in the octagon and tried to throw a kick. I wouldn't even have to kick anybody. I'd be like, I'm down. The only honorable thing about McGregor versus what I would do is McGregor tried to fight on. He was like, fuck it, I'll fight from my back. Come get me, Holloway. Like, we can do this ground thing for a while, and, you hit me, I'll hit you, it'll be great. I would have done a flying kick and gone down immediately and just been doing, like the T sign with my hands to be like, hey, Holloway, time out, time out, time out. Holloway would be like, there's no timeouts in UFC. And then as soon as I got him distracted, I'd be like, time in, and try to knock him out. I clearly would have bet on myself. But yeah, that was the most bizarre main event I think I've ever seen. A fight didn't really even happen. Nothing happened. Someone got hurt. That was the end of it. As the kids say, the aura. The kids are all obsessed with the aura. Oh, he's got aura. That was non-existent with McGregor last night. It was weird. Like I said, I knew something was weird just from the walk down to the octagon. It's like he's barely even moving. He's literally just walking. And so I see, some tweets afterwards, after the fight. He was like, McGregor's like, I went through the whole training camp. I was fine. Backstage, I'm throwing kicks. I was fine. And, as soon as he got in the octagon, he was not fine. That was crazy. I mean, I feel bad. He had, his day is over. There's no way, like, how is he going to fight again? I mean, even in boxing, you need your knees to, like, yeah, it was just, I don't know. It was sad for McGregor. It was embarrassing for the UFC. I'm sure Paramount's like, what the fuck, man? Like, this is the last time, this is the last time we do something like this, like bringing someone back. Yeah, that was wild, dude. And, McGregor had a great career. It's bound to happen. He's bound to be, I'm sure his body's beat to shit, man. So, that kind of sucks. I feel bad for him. But, nobody's going to ask him to fight again after that. He's just going to have to be a promoter. And I'm not saying he was, like, out of shape, like fat out of shape, but he did not look like fighting shape. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it exactly. It was almost like he was too frail. I mean, the other option that was going to happen last night, if his ACL didn't blow out like that, because, I've torn my ACL before, so I know that look when he steps on it and he just completely falls to the ground. That's absolutely like your ACL. And your cartilage is fucked up in your knee. But, it's kind of better that it would have been like watching Muhammad Ali fight his last fight, and some, who was it, like Larry Holmes beat the shit out of him. It's like that's what we would have witnessed last night if he didn't hurt himself. And I'm actually kind of glad, because I didn't want to see Holloway just beat the hell out of McGregor for, that's not what I was watching the fight for. I was watching for a competitive fight. I don't just want to watch the one guy just beat the hell out of another because the other's been out of the game for so long. That's not fun, and Holloway didn't do anything wrong. He was in there ready to fight, like he was going to tag him, like when he fell down, he jumped on top of him, started throwing, kicks to the legs and the punches to the head. It was just very weird. The whole thing all around was very weird. And I don't see how backstage McGregor would have been fine. And then out there in the octagon all of a sudden, I don't know. Something was off, man. Like, even the walk down to the octagon, like I'm saying, it was so awkward. It was just a walk. It was literally just a walk. And I'm starting to suspect there's a reason he wasn't shadow boxing all the way down to the octagon, is because he would have walked out that entrance to get to the octagon, and he would have thrown a couple of punches and a kick and be like, oh God, I can't get in there. That would have been even worse. They at least let the fight start, which if you bet on that fight, I know you're fucking pissed. And especially if you bet on McGregor. How does that even count? Can they even count that? And I was thinking about this too. Is it the second both fighters are in the octagon? Is that when all bets are off? Or is it the second that cage closes after Bruce Buffer's hollered into the mic and everybody gets out of the cage? Is that when the actual bet starts? I don't know, man. I would have been trying to take my bet back as soon as I saw that walk down to the octagon. I was, something's off. Something's weird. But anyways, let's have another drink and we'll talk about some other fights. Cheers, everybody. All right. And I'll go ahead and start with, if I can balance this cup, it would be wonderful so I don't spill everything. Let's go ahead and start with Pimblett versus Saint Denis. That Pimblett wins that by nasty submission, bro. He was like a little monkey on Saint Denis' neck. And I really like the past couple of fights, man. I've been watching Saint Denis. I'm like, I like this guy. Like, he's tough. He's gotten beat up, but he's come back strong and, he'll usually win the fight. But, dude, once Patty had his neck like that, it was like I don't even know how to explain it. It was like he pulled him in to the choke with his feet, but he was almost like on his chest on the ground. It was wild, but I mean, he wasn't getting out. Saint Denis was not getting out. Patty wins that one, 52 seconds of round one. I missed the Bautista fight. Royval versus Kavanaugh, dude. That was a good fight. Royval won that by submission. I'm going to be honest, I had Kavanaugh in that one. Royval showed some great, I don't know, what should I say, technique. He showed some great heart. Because that fight was pretty back and forth. And that just kind of made me more of a Royval fan. I didn't really, before the fight, I was like, nah, I'm not a big fan of his. After the fight, I'm like, damn, dude. Because Kavanaugh is pretty good. Kavanaugh is really good. That was only his second loss, And then the one before that, oh my God, dude. I talked about this a couple of weeks back and how I was like texting my brother. I'm like, I'm just kind of tired of seeing King Green fight, I'm just kind of, he seems to be on almost every card I ever watch. Look at his record. It's not great, and I'm just kind of, and he's like, King Green, you mean Bobby Green? I'm like, yeah, they call him King Green now, but yes, Bobby Green. I'm kind of tired of seeing him fight. And then before his last fight, they came out, they were talking about just him and his story and, his motivations to be a UFC fighter and all this and that. And basically, like, what he does is when he wins, when he gets that bonus money, he takes that to, like, help the community. Help his community, whichever community that may be, which is such, like, a noble, great thing. So he's, like, buying books for schools or, buying food for soup kitchens to feed the home. Like, he's helping. And after they said that, I'm like, okay, now how can I not want this guy? I want this guy to fight everywhere so he can have a chance to make that money so he can help people in a larger way, not just himself. So since that fight, I've been like, yeah, dude, I want him to have every fight. And last night I saw he was fighting. It actually made me excited. I'm like, hell yeah, dude, like, let's go. And then they get in there, round one, and his opponent, McKinney, is taking it to him. Like, he's beating him up pretty good. I mean, King Green's, trying. He's throwing hands too. But Green gets busted open. You can see him wiping the blood out of his eye while he's trying to, keep the guy off of him, all this and that. And in the last, 30 seconds of the fight, they're standing and Green's, hitting him a little bit. McKinney's blocking some of it. And Green hits him with a nasty, like, hook to the body. and it crumbles McKinney, and then Green jumps on him, and time's counting down. He beat him at 4 minutes and 59 seconds is when the ref called the fight off. And once Green got on top of him, and he's like ground and pounding him, yeah, I mean, it got called off. The ref had to be like, all right, he's not protecting himself. I have to call this. And it happened with 1 second left in the first round. Dude, it was a stunner, bro. Just for the fact that, I mean, Green did not win that first round. And if he hadn't won the fight in the first round, he would have lost that first round. He did not have a good first round. The other guy beat him up. The other guy busted him up. The other guy took him down, had him down on the mat for a good, I don't know, minute out of that first round. And somehow, some way, Green pulled it off. I couldn't believe it. I'm sitting there like after the first round being like, okay, that was just the end of the first round. That was it. And then everybody's standing around. You see those dudes in the red jackets in there. And you're like, wait, it's a fight over? Was that the end of the fight? And yeah, I mean, he beat him down in the last 10 seconds of that round, enough for the ref to call the fight. It was pretty awesome, dude. So, with that said, I know some people are getting some help today, which is great. I don't know how fast they get paid, but I think that's awesome. When you fight for a noble cause like that, it turned around from, God, I'm tired of seeing this guy fight, to, man, this guy needs to fight, every UFC event, so he can keep generating money. And now, by the way, he is on a four fight win streak. I almost mixed the word fight and win to white. But yeah, he's on a 4-fight win streak. That's hard to say. Say that 5 times fast. 4-fight win streak. And yeah, so he's generating some kind of money. He's going to pop up in an upcoming UFC event. And this has to go with like all promoters across the board. Like whether you're booking a boxing match or a mixed martial arts event or a music event, there's always that band that will say yes to every gig that you float their way. You know what I mean? And that band, you don't even know, is like very, very cherished in the community. You know what I mean? It's like, we only have 2 bands for this show. We need a third. Who can we call? Oh, yeah. You call that band and they always say yes. It's like, dude, they are such an industry, like, I don't even know, facilitator, I guess you might even say. He is such a facilitator. They know every time they call him and they say, hey, can you do this fight? He's not asking the opponent. He's just like, yes. You know what I mean? Because to him, it's not about, it's about winning, of course, but it's about giving himself the opportunity to get that money to help, which is fucking awesome, dude. Like, yeah, it was a, other than the main event, it was a fun event. It was a lot of fun. That main event is just like, oh my God, whoever booked that, if that was Dana's thing, yeah, it wasn't great. So anyways, cheers everybody. All right, and FIFA's coming down to it, man. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Let's see. Let's look up some FIFA stuff. I know Argentina won last night over Switzerland. Norway loses to England. I really was pulling for Norway. I was thinking they could do it, and they actually, I think they scored the first goal in the game. I'm like, holy shit, there it is. They got to do it, but they didn't. Unfortunately, England wins that one 2-1. France beats Morocco 2-0. Spain over Belgium 2-1, and Argentina over Switzerland 3-1. So now you got the semifinals. They're going to do a third place playoff. Well, that's cool. Okay, so yeah, the championship's going to produce a first and a second place. And then the third place will be out of the losers of these next 2 games, which is France versus Spain. A lot of people are saying France is going to win the whole thing. England and Argentina. And that's happening. France and Spain is Tuesday. England, Argentina is Wednesday. And then that next coming up weekend is going to be the decider, the World Cup winner. France versus England France versus Argentina sounds pretty badass, though. Honestly. That France and Spain game, dude, that's going to be a fight to the death, man. Like, don't count Spain out. Spain's a really good team. I've heard the opposite, too. I've heard people saying Spain's going to win the whole thing. So, that game, that's, obviously don't count England out. I'm sitting here treating England like they haven't made it to the Final Four. They have. They've played well enough to make it to the Final Four. Let's see, England beating Norway. Who else did England beat? Yeah, Mexico. That's a pretty tough team to take out to make it there. Who did they beat before that? There's U.S.'s loss. DR Congo. That was kind of when there was more teams in there. But, it's anybody's. I'm pulling for Argentina. I really, Messi is an all-time great. It would be cool, in my opinion, to see him win the whole thing again. But, you never know, man. Like, these are the best of the best, man. It's coming down to the wire. And it's been fun, dude. I don't know what I'm going to do. I didn't think I was going to get this distracted by soccer, by football this year. But it's kind of been a welcome bonus. You know what I mean? Like, it's been fun to watch the games, hear the crowds chant. One of these games, I think it might be the England-Argentina game. I think that one's in Dallas, I'm pretty sure. Why don't you click on it, Chris? It'll probably tell you. No, that one's in Atlanta, England-Argentina. So the other one has to be in Dallas, right? Let's see. Where did all my games go? So yeah, France and Spain. Yeah, okay, that one's in Arlington. That one's at Cowboys Stadium. Dude, that's going to be... I wish I could go to that game so bad. I bet it's already sold out. I bet there's not even a seat left. Just go wander outside the stadium. Actually, the only time I've ever been in that stadium, the Cowboys Stadium, the new stadium, was not even to watch a Cowboys game. It was to watch, what is it called? Pro Bull Riding. Which I don't give a shit about. I have no idea what even happened that night with Pro Bull riding, but I was there. You know what I mean? That was the point. I was in the stadium. And it was nice, it was cool. So yeah, 4 left. We'll see what happens, man. I'm excited for it. These are going to be such good games. I'm going to assume all of them go to extra time. And not just the extra time that the ref adds, but like a whole other game. See, I don't know how it works. That's the thing about it. I should have paid closer attention yesterday. If they go past the full time, which is 90 minutes, and they play the little 7 minutes of extra time, and it's still tied, do they have to play another 90 minutes, or is it just 45 minutes and whoever's leading after 45 minutes? I don't know. All of this could be answered with the internet, Chris. I'm just asking out loud. I don't want to take the time to look it up. But, okay, well, fuck it. Let's look it up. It's bothering me now. In the World Cup, if the teams are tied after 90 minutes, do they have to play a full 90 minutes to... Why did it stop? 90 minutes to decide the game. To decide the game. Jeez. If a game is tied after regulation, 90 minutes plus stoppage time, teams play for an extra 30 minutes total, divided into 2 15-minute halves. If the score is still tied after this, the game goes to a penalty shootout. Okay, that makes sense. I have seen that before. And yeah, I was looking up the different... Because there's a free kick and there's a penalty kick. A free kick can happen like anywhere on the field. Penalty kick is the one-on-one kick where it's just the player versus the goalie, the keeper. And I do have to say something. I've been forgetting to say something about this. I don't like the fact that they can stutter step. They can like stop their momentum before they kick the ball. I think that's kind of bullshit. They should really treat it like they do in hockey. Basically, like when you get that puck from center ice and it's like a shootout, or a penalty shot. You know, if the player stops at any time and like stops his momentum, the penalty shot's over. You know what I mean? Like they should absolutely do that too. They actually used to tell us, and I know these are two different levels, but they actually used to tell us when we were kids that you can't stop. Like you have to run up to the ball and kick it and try to score. You can't like run up, stop, wait a minute, tie your shoe, pick your nose, pick your butt, and then shoot the ball. That's bullshit. And I see players doing that now. And the trick used to be running up with your dominant foot and pretending like you miss and then hitting it with your back foot. But that's such a hard shot to pull off. And if you miss that shot and you end up sweeping your own leg out from under you, you're a fucking internet meme forever, or a GIF forever. Let's go ahead and have another drink. Cheers, everybody. All right, in the last little bit of this episode, I'm going to talk about something I haven't talked about in weeks. A little bit of NASCAR. Let's see how Mr. Christopher Bell is doing. I didn't even know he had a broken wrist, you guys. I've been thinking he's like back there mad at everybody, but he's had a broken wrist for at least 4 weeks now, which I guess it happened at maybe one of the road courses. I mean, it could have happened anytime. His luck this season, dude, like Hocevar running him into the wall, or like in the very first fucking race of the season. I mean, who knows when it happened? But the point being, I didn't know he was hurt, so that's not great. Okay, so currently, Bell is sitting in the last spot, right below freaking Hocevar. 512 points to Hocevar's 524 points. Bell is in 10th place. I guess if the playoffs started, Bell would technically be in. And he had a much better race last week, coming in second place, which is huge for his points. Let's see, today's race doesn't start till like 4 or 5 o'clock, something like that. No, it's 6 o'clock tonight. Quaker State 400, available at Walmart. What the hell does that mean? What does it mean it's available at Walmart? Go grab you a chair from the gardening section and pull it up to one of our TVs and watch the race. Is that what it means? You're showing this in all Walmarts? Maybe that's exactly what it means. Hold on. This is weird. Cup Series available at Walmart. Meaning, what the hell does that mean? Available. Okay, when you see available at Walmart attached to a NASCAR Cup Series race, such as Quaker State available at Walmart 400, it means Walmart is the official entitlement sponsor for that specific race. Okay, interesting. I never knew that. But anyways, as far as the qualifiers go, let's see where Bell is sitting to start this race off. Oh boy, we're scrolling down a little too deep here. 32nd. 32'd. But yeah, what is this, an Echo Park Speedway? What kind of track is this? Oval? We need an oval, man. I know Bell is normally pretty decent at the road courses, but yeah, with the wrist, I wouldn't know. That's why he hasn't been doing so great. And the reason I haven't been watching is because they've been showing it on Amazon. I'm assuming today is going to be on Fox, which, yes, I really want to watch it. I haven't watched in like a month now. I'll only be able to go back and watch the highlights. So yeah, let's go Christopher Bell. Let's get a first place today, dude. Like, Maybe I'm a little spoiled from last season where he won 3 races in a row. But, yeah, we need some points. He's a better driver than Hocevar. He should not be behind Hocevar in the standings. I'll just say that, okay? And as much as I do want to hate Hocevar, I kind of like his attitude. You know what I mean? Like, the one thing he said in the interview that one time when he didn't wreck Bell this time, he wrecked somebody else, but he was like, yeah, I'm not out here to make friends. You know, is basically what he told the guy. And I'm like, that's kind of, yeah. I mean, you got to be tough, you know, a little bit. You got to not be worried about everybody else to be a competitive racer. Yeah, I'm sorry I wrecked you. It wasn't on purpose. I'm trying to get to the front just like you are. But that's the only thing I like about Hocevar. I don't like when he wrecks my guy. So anyways, that's going to do it for me. Yeah, we got NASCAR going on. Might turn on a little indoor soccer. You know, house chores, boring stuff. You guys don't want to hear about the boring stuff. But catch me on Rocket League, man. Hit me up. I'll be playing randomly today. Let's catch a game. Let's make some clips, some YouTube clips. I'll put you in my clips. I don't care. You just have to play well. But yeah, let's go ahead and finish off these drinks. If you got them, drink them bottoms up. Cheers. And as always, don't drink and drive. Treat yourself to an Uber. Treat yourself to a Lyft. Treat yourself to a DoorDash, a Waymo if it's in your area. Just be safe out there, guys. It's not worth it. It's not smart. Just be safe. I will talk to you all next week. I love you all. Bye!